Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and you join me here, would you believe, in Transport Fever 2. Now, that's a lovely shot, isn't it? Trains passing over other trains. That is what this game is all about. So today's episode, we're going to go back, I'm afraid again, this is the third episode in a row, to that sort of Manila Surat area to complete what I was hoping to do in the last episode. Except I was rather confounded by some difficulty in expanding the train station, the Epic MMX, our freight hub, due to a rather troublesome truck station. And why am I following this train? Because it's one I've recently changed, because as you can see here, we've got a lot of oil waiting, and this train wasn't quite keeping up with it. It should do better now, because I've improved it. I've put on a more powerful locomotive. So if we go here, for example, we've got the Russian class SU, which has a nice power of 1213. The previous locomotive, it was quite an old one, about 18 years old or so, was one of the old Japanese 264s, 462s, I think it was, class 8 900, which doesn't exist anymore. That's gone out of production, which had a power of 740 thereabouts. So this is a good deal better. And I've also put in, these oil wagons are a little bit slower. They are the Tassa 7, you going to tell me? Tassa 700. They're a little bit slower. They only go 47 miles an hour, but they carry 17 units of oil as opposed to 12, which is what the standard tank car takes. So I thought, well, that will certainly help boost our takeaway, our capacity on this line. In fact, let's actually look at that, can't we? The line Jakarta refined bulk 385. It's not quite up to the 400 that the oil refinery is producing, but it's getting close, so we should be generally okay there. However, one thing I noticed in looking at this is that this oil refinery, where's it getting its oil from? Dien Bien Phu and Baghdad. Yeah, all the way there. That's the south of this island. And to be honest, I'd rather the oil from these refineries, these oil wells, actually went elsewhere, like the refinery and the plastics work up here near Rangpur. Actually, it's down there because that's the correct orientation of the map. So, okay, how can I get it to take more oil from a more local well? Where's it actually taking from at the moment? Surat Oil Well South. This one here. Yeah, it's fully utilising that, but is the route... Again, the route is sort of keeping up, but the trains, I think, are a little bit... Well, they're a little bit old, a little bit slow perhaps, so I think perhaps we should increase the capacity on these trains as well. So we're going to do that to start with. So what are these trains? Let's have a look at them in more detail. They are the China... That's quite a good locomotive, and again it's the standard tank car. Which does go at 50. It does go at 50. In fact, if I replace both these, in fact, they're both quite old. They're in bad condition, as you can see there. Now the steam, there you go. Let's order this by power, I think. So the Chinese, that's it. You're 50 miles an hour at 1150. Okay, and that oil tanker is, yeah, that goes at 50, carries 12, whereas the Tassa goes 3 miles an hour slower, but carries a good percentage more. I like that. Yeah, I would like to see some new, bigger, faster cargo wagons. I'm sure they're coming soon. Actually, we're at December the 30th in 1942. Why don't I wait a couple of days and see if the new year brings anything new and exciting into my options? Let's roll it forward just a couple of days. December 31st, New Year's Eve. Happy New Year! We've got a new towboat. And that's it. Okay, they're good. Actually, they are quite good for carrying cargo. But I'm not looking at boats at the moment. We are looking at trains. So we've got no improvement in our train options. So I think, again, looking at the locomotives, that Chinese one is quite good. this one. No, that's not a one I want to use. This one's better, and it's a Japanese one. 1280. That's more powerful. Actually, if you compare the tractive effort, ooh, it's not quite so good on hills and stuff, so it doesn't take off as quickly. Bit of a downer. No, we will go with the Japanese one. I think we'll stick with the black standard number plate rather than the red one for our freight. I'm going to adopt that as a standard, and I dare say by the next episode I'll have forgotten that I adopted that standard. That's what standards are for. I remember there was when I used to work, and we went into quality assurance, all those standards. One of the lovely little memes that went around was, "I do love standards. So many to choose from." You've got to be in the right mindset perhaps to get the gag, but there you go. So we want a bit more. Actually, a bit more. Yeah. That's 170 capacity at 50%, not quite 50% improvement. Yeah, they're going to go a bit slower, but I think we're okay with that. Have we got another oil well round here that we're not exploiting, actually? I don't think we have. For suspicion, we had one close recently, didn't we? But no, we've got coal mines and stuff. And you're another refinery. We've got that oil well there, but you are being used. Yeah, to feed into the plastics here. Okay, we'll let that one carry on. Now, before we get into the speed building kind of thing, there's one little bit more a maintenance thing I want to deal with. So if we change these, yep, this is the Ajaxpost to Erewhon passenger service. The trains are in good nick because they're relatively modern, I assume. But yeah, they're getting old. And do we need to increase capacity? What's the passengers numbers? Yeah, look at that. 223 waiting at Erewhon. And at the other end of the line, it is quite a long line, isn't it? What have we got waiting here to go? Just 20. Okay, so where are the trains then? So you've just left. Okay, and you are coming into Ajaxpost. You're quite some distance away. Can we improve these vehicles at all? So what have we got? I think we've probably got the fastest locomotive available to us on here, haven't we? Which, if I go there, it's the simplest way to do it. The SU, yeah, that is 71, 1213, reasonably good power. But carrying those wagons, oh, the power rating is still good actually. Oh, that's impressive. And we're only carrying, really? 87 each. Ooh, yeah, we could do with, yeah, let's increase the capacity if nothing else on those. Do we have, no, that's our fastest locomotive. The electrics, we're still looking at, yeah, 59. That's not going to cut it. Still no diesels. Okay, we're going to stick with the Russian. There you are. And what are these wagons? The Ohar one, and then okay, right. I'm never going to remember those, am I? So, also, it was you, was it? Okay. Right. So you carry 24, you carry 50. Okay. What if we just add another 15 to it? I think you go at 62. We got faster passenger wagons. Nah, 62 is still all we can achieve, isn't it? The suburban, no. Sorry, we're going to stick with the 18400. So we will, again, we'll stick 3 of you on, I think. And 2 of you. What's the other choices we've got here? Okay, you're a third class brake fan as opposed to a third class. Okay. Yeah, we'll put 1 of you on then. And then this one, which is a second class brake fan. There you go. That's 111 capacity. That's a bit of an increase over 87 at least, isn't it? So yeah, we'll do that. Job done. Okay, so that should hopefully improve the passenger take-up of that line and increase our profitability, which actually was quite profitable, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, 3.5 million. I'm happy with that. Okay, so on to the main thing we want to do round here. So this is the Manila Surat area. Now, you may recall in the last episode we made some changes to the delivery of logs into our sawmill, and that required some upgrading of our secondary train routes, like taking the planks into the tool factory and then taking the tools out into the freight hub up here. And what I've realized is that this train here, which is taking the planks from here and bringing the tools back by using a mixed consist, doesn't actually work terribly well. It's just it's just not up to it. It doesn't have the capacity, that's the phrase I'm looking for, to carry all those planks. There's 300 there and all these tools coming back. No. So what we're going to do, we're going to shuffle this round a little bit, and we're going to take our train, which was taking the tools back from here into Ajaxpost. We're going to have that going all the way into the tools factory. So we're going to separate out these two trains to be cargo specific. So the first thing I want to do actually is make sure that this train here, so if I bring that line back up again, yeah, that you can get down there. You can't easily. Okay, so what other lines do we have running down here? We've got the Surat logs route coming in. I think, yeah, if we can swap these round, so the blue tools line goes down there, so it can go straight through to the tools factory, and we'll switch Surat to come to this platform here, I think. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So this shouldn't take too long, so a little bit of a quick speed build to rejig this station and redefine these train routes, and we should be done, and then we can get on to sort of the big build part of this episode. So I'll stop talking, hand over to the soundtrack, and I'll be back with you in a couple of minutes' time. Right, so that's the job done. We've got a little bit of an issue here perhaps with this station, in that the line goes through on that single line. I could have actually rejigged this station so it's a two track transit, or 2 transit tracks going through, but we'll see how that works out. There shouldn't be too much conflict going on that line. We'll see how busy it does become. What we need to do, that's the Manila tools bulk, which I've increased the capacity of ever so slightly, but we also want to take this one and rejig you so that you carry just planks. So where are you at the moment? Ah, good. Looks like you're just dropping off your planks. That's excellent. So you're not picked any tools up, which is fine. So we're going to edit you. Going to take out all these box cars. I'm going to need to add in some more. Your flat car with stakes, aren't you? Yep, that's you. See how it handles that. The capacity of the train isn't great, or the power of the train isn't great, is it? On this, no, we need to be here. And you are... Your power's okay, actually. Pay for it. Good, that's better. Unfortunately, these tools are going to build up here for a while until the Manila tools train comes down. Where are you? You're there. Okay, right, you're setting off. Okay, now, before we get on to the next part of the speed build, there's something very odd going on here. Ooh, Jakarta now demands goods. I don't know if you saw this, it might have happened just after I finished the last recording. Rangpur also has extended demands now, including goods and stuff, which is handy, because there's a goods factory right next to Rangpur, as you may remember from a few episodes ago. Anyway, I was talking about something odd that appears to be happening here. If we look at all the lines which are coming into our freight hub here, you'll notice that this bright yellow line, which is our Surat freight line, seems to stop right on the end of this platform here. Ooh, Jakarta now wants machines. Excellent. Unlike all the others here. And they do seem to have different stopping places. I've messed around with the station a bit. I've deleted and replaced and made sure I've got all the right track in here and the right type of platforms, and it makes no odds. As you can see, the alternate for Surat goes the full length, but this one doesn't. Now, from what I've seen, I don't know where that train is. Oh, you are coming back. Whereabouts are you? Oh, you're not that far away, actually. So with any luck, it will actually go into... Oh, actually, you are quite a way away. It will go into that platform. No, that's the passenger hub. This is the freight hub. So hopefully it will go into that platform. But although that train is moderately long, it's not as long as it will need to be as time goes on. It does, I think, overhang the junction, but it doesn't have a problem with turning around, and it doesn't have a penalty for a loading speed penalty for overhanging the platform. It is very odd. If you've got any ideas as to what might be going on there or how I could fix it, then please do let me know in the comments box below. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for that train to come in, see if we can see what happens, and then we will crack on and do the next main bit of our speed build episode-y thing. Right, so it's coming into the freight hub now, just waiting for this train to cross over. I might once again, it'll be at least the third or fourth time, rejig these lines here, because there's a little bit too much contention going on here between the different routes. There's a few too many crossovers and intercepts, which could delay things. And once this station gets really busy as time goes on and freight demands and supplies really take off, we're going to need trains to get through as quickly as possible. So where are you going to go? Darn it, you're going into the wrong platform. Bother. It's going into the alternate. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Oh, Manila wants fuel. Excellent. Yeah, I think because he was waiting there, because of where that other train came from, it decided to change into the alternate platform. But that's very odd indeed when it does get into the correct platform. What I want to do is put in a food factory here near Surat. So we've got two farms here, which should feed a food factory and get that delivered into the hub. And we do have that one spare platform here, which is the one this train got into here now, which is the alternate for Surat. So we'll use that as the main platform for our new route, and that should be okay. So where does the food factory go? I think it could go... Actually, what we'll do what we did for the logs, is we will... we've got that track there. If I look at the contours, I don't do this very often. There's your contour lines. No, that's navigable water, you fool. Yeah, it's all a bit flat, isn't it? So here it says, if you look at the bottom of that dialogue box, sorry, that box at the left hand side, 5.7 meters there, and over here it's 4.5, so there's not much of a difference. So getting over that track could be a bit of an issue. So how are we going to get... We could use trucks to get the farm goods from there to there, or we could use a small train line. So we're going to put a food factory round here somewhere, sort of here-ish. Feed that into our very busy lines here. These lines are very, very busy now. I think I might add some extra track, to be honest, and get that into the freight hub and see if that feeds more people on the island. So I will stop talking again, hand over to the soundtrack, and I will see you again in a few minutes' time. Alright, well I think we have got that done now. A little bit more involved than I first thought I might do it. I have gone with trucks to get the grain between the two farms. So it's all picked up by one, what I'm sure will be quite a long train, or trains, coming out of the farms there. That's combined grain delivery to the food factory here. Then another food train going in on a separate line. I thought I'd do it completely separate because this is a mess at the moment, as we've said before, and I'll probably want to redo it. And that's only going into this first line here at the moment, which should be long enough. I'm just wondering how much contention there's going to be with the Surat train that we saw earlier. Anyway, we're going to need some vehicles on here, and the first thing we're going to want, I think, we should be able to get trains down there without too much trouble. What about road vehicles? I could do with a depot around here, perhaps by the food factory. Or actually, we've got road depots in Ajaxpost, haven't we? We could do that. We could do that. Yeah, that's kind of realistic, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah. So where are we going to cross over? If we do a crossing here, we don't want a sophisticated crossing. No, not for this. Yeah, I'm not entirely happy with the gradients there, but we'll live with them. Okay, so what choices do we have? We've got the simple bar. Got simple lights, look out for yourselves. We've got the gates, more lights. That's the default, I think, isn't it, of the half crossing. Yeah, well, we'll do that one. Yeah, so we'll take that. What we'll do, we'll connect you. Ooh, not like that, we won't. It really doesn't like doing sensible curves sometimes, does it? So if we take you back, try that again, and do it sensibly. That's a lot better, thank you. And we'll upgrade that to that. That's lovely. And we'll finally connect it in, of course, to here. Like so. Oh, that is... no, that is just way too ugly. Can we connect you in? I want to connect you... oh, actually, can I connect you in a straight line? Going up a little bit. That'll do. That's a little bit more acceptable. I may remove that and just rejig it slightly so it's a little bit more attractive. Not that we're going to get much traffic down there, to be honest. It is just for the depots. Okay, so our depot. Up here. We have got some reasonably fast trucks, which is why I'm quite happy doing trucks for this. So you go at 37, you all go at 37. Oh, I was hoping for a 40. Oh, what, do we have any buses that go at 40? Yes, we do. We have this Russian modded vehicle that goes at 40. But the Russian cargo vehicles still do only 37. Okay, so we've got you. You take 14 as opposed to 12. I think we'll go with the product specific vehicle. So we will probably want... I will put 10 on there. Okay, and you can go on to the Ajaxpost farm transfer. I think that's right. I'm sure it is. I want to colour all those vehicles, of course, all of them. That colour. Lovely. The trains. Okay, so we want to... it doesn't need to be too fast. It needs to be fairly powerful and quite long. So we're going to be spending money, I think, aren't we? And you're going to have to come out of that. Ooh, actually, that's a point. That's a point. Can you get... oh, I'm not sure you can. Get over there. Okay, we're going to have to put in a little bit of extra track, I think, to get over there. Can we do it from... I have to do it from somewhere like... So we can get through... Oh, it's these tracks here. Yeah, we can get through from this track, but not any others, I don't think. So, okay, if I put you... No, don't give me curvature problems. I hope that will work. What lines have we got going down? We've got loads of lines going down there. So we should be okay for trains to get onto that line. Okay, but you will need to be this far depot, I reckon. Could we use electric? You're quite... Ooh. Yeah, the trouble is I haven't got electric tracked all the way down. I suppose I could swap it for electric once it gets there. That might be good, because you are quite powerful. You're both quite... Ooh, you're very powerful. Expensive, but powerful. No, we'll keep it as steam, I think. Yeah. So again, we'll sort for power. I like you guys. 53, 1280. Almost our entire fleet is going to be these trains here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so we'll put you on. We are going to want carrying grain. You carry 13. Naffy carries 8. You carry 12 at 50. I think we'll go with you actually. Make use of the speed we've got rather than the one extra capacity we've got for these slower wagons. Okay, we'll go with the boxcar, the gondola rather. We will try you. Buy one of you. And you're going to go on the Ajaxpost Farms bulk. Okay, it says it can do it. Now for the food, I think we'll put the bigger and more powerful Russian on here. You know, you don't carry grain, do you? Any? Which was this one down here. Yeah, we'll take you. You don't... food isn't carried in gondolas though, is it? No. I'm going to change you to food. It's going to be the boxcar, isn't it, at the end of the day? I know it, but yeah. Yeah, you don't carry anything much. Boxcars, 12 at 50. Okay, we will try that. And you are going to go on the Ajaxpost food bulk. Sweet. Right, so I will wait for those to emerge and get onto their lines. I'll do a little bit of off-camera smoothing and tidying up. Shouldn't be much I need to do now. And you'll rejoin me once these trains are on track. Although our lorries... They're getting there slowly. Yeah, they're getting there slowly. They'll probably... Yes, look at that. There's grain already waiting. Okay, I'll rejoin you in a couple... Well, a flash of a sexy video effect. And we'll see everything, hopefully, in operation. So the trains are rapidly approaching our station. In fact, the first one has already gone through the food factory station. And I just thought I'd pause here for a moment. And, okay, it looks a bit janky, so I might redo this... truck station, but I put the crane in there, which I think is a wonderful little effect. It's amazing what modders can do with the capabilities of the game, and kudos obviously to the game developers for allowing the appropriate programming tools and options and interfaces to allow our more creative players to create such wonderful things, not just lovely vehicles but actual assets and all sorts of other stuff. Anyway, our grain train is rapidly approaching the farm here, and there's already a good stock of grain waiting there. Not a lot yet, but that will pick up, obviously. And our other train, oh, he's already waiting there for food. Okay, yeah, you Shall I stop you? No, I won't. I'll let you do your business. Until he... it's going to be a while before he gets grain back. Ooh, an aeroplane. There you are. It's a beautiful landscape, isn't it? So that's gonna be delivering grain sometime soon, and we'll get that going. So I will say thank you so much for joining me today for this episode of Transport Fever 2. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, it'd be great to hear from you. A little bit of a like would be lovely. Just click on the old thumbsy uppy button. Even better, if you've got anything to say about what I'm doing with the game, things I should do better, or suggestions for where to go next, it'll be very much appreciated. Anything you feel like saying, just drop it into... Oh, it's a plane in the sky. Just drop it into the comments box below. And, of course, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, you could do that now. And that way you'll know when I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play series. But from me, Ajaxpost, here in Transport Fever 2, until the next time, bye-bye for now.